Hello everyone and welcome to yet another Steam match of the Mordheim Summer Tournament organized by Markuskein. My name is Karond and today we'll be looking at the round of 8, which is surprising since the 3 whole matches of the round of 16 hasn't been played yet, but these two players were paired up against each other and want to continue on as fast as possible. It's Klajd and Markuskein. Klajd beating Crowley 6-2, Markuskein beating Kingdom Power 10-0. And these two players have faced each other before in the last tournament. They faced each other in the first playoff game with Markuskein going off victorious. And this time it will be a little bit different. Klajd is playing the Sisters of Sigmar, Markuskein is playing the Undead. Both warbands are undefeated so far in the tournament, and while Markuskein has had a much easier path, it can be said that with the exception of Klajd's game against Miniar, he also haven't been really put to the test. So it will be a very interesting game here with two very good players dueling it out. And I do feel that Klajd has a little bit of an advantage. I would put him at 65% chance of winning this. And I would do that for several reasons. First off, I do believe that Klajd will bring a higher rated warband here. It's not all about the rating, of course. It's more that Klajd has a maxed out warband with level 5 in all of the Wordstone factions, giving him lots of options. He has all of the runes, and he has 3 books invested on each of his characters. Markuskein is close to that, but not quite there yet, so giving Klajd a slight mechanical advantage. Second, it is that while Markuskein did switch out 3 henchmen in the last game for the round of 16, he is extremely predictable, always bringing the same thing, not looking at the opponent or switching anything out. And Klajd is a very good player, and he will no doubt adapt to what Markuskein is bringing, and he knows exactly what he's bringing. He's not changed his warband pretty much since last time these two players met. Klajd, meanwhile, has switched out his entire warband. He's not playing the same warband that he lost with against Markuskein in the last tournament, and he's been doing really well so far. Both players do play with a lot of magic and a lot of henchmen acting as roadblocks to prevent the ranged heroes from doing a lot of magical damage or range damage. In Klajd's case, I would expect this to be 2 purifiers, a matriarch, and 2 warrior priests, but we will have to see. This is the first game he's being casted at in this tournament, while we all know what Markuskein is bringing from the earlier games. And I think that also gives a slight advantage to Klajd here, because all of those ranged casters that Klajd has with him will be a lot more firepower than Markuskein is bringing. Of course, the map will decide a whole lot. The Sisters of Sigmar do have pretty decent initiative, but so do the Undead. The winner here takes on a Cult of the Possessed Warband for the semi-final, and let's take a look a little bit here. We see that Markuskein beat Kingdom Power 10-0, Klajd beat Crowley 6-2, and they're on a collision course with the Cult of the Possessed Warband to reach the final. It's gonna be a very interesting game here, probably the first really big competitive game in this tournament, and we wish both players good luck. We'll see how it turns out, and that's pretty much it. I hear that they're right about to start here, so without further ado, let's get into the game. Alright, here we are. One warband points to Clarend's wagon while the other is scattered randomly around the area, scared by something. Let's see who is scattered and who gets the instant advantage of being placed right around their wagon. Let's see how close they are as well. This could be a game decider for both of these teams. We see that the Action Girls of Klajd has a slightly more rating, but that doesn't really matter. The most important part is going to be the initiative ladder here, and it's decides from the advantage of Klajd, who we will be watching for this game, by the way. So there's a nice change to the usual pattern. So Markuskein is scattered, and that's not good for his zombies and necromancers to be separated because of the movement that they have. picture ever so slightly. There is a lot of initiative advantage here, but I think that, yeah, indeed, he's bringing a lot of daggers with him first off here. See if he can reach something and kill it off before Markuskein gets even a chance to move a character too. If Markuskein is smart here, he could actually count the initiative ladder and see how many characters that Klajd is bringing with him, and then you can see that he is indeed bringing an impressive. So our theory here of bringing 2 warrior priests and 2 purifiers is a bit wrong. It seems like Klajd has decided to surprise Markuskein if he has been watching, because that's what I have been doing, watching Klajd's victory screenshots, and I know that he has been playing with 2 warrior priests and 2 purifiers, but not for this game. So first things first here is going to be finding something to shoot and kill. While Markuskein's tactic here is going to be to bring everyone together as close as possible, as soon as possible. Pretty high music here, we're gonna lower it a little bit more. No units in sight, where could they be? Hiding his marksman here. Not a very good spot, but he doesn't see any enemy nearby anyway, so it's mostly about just keeping yourself protected from line of sight. Here we see the matriarch switching out her weapons. It seems like even without the daggers, Klajd has a definite advantage in initiative here. And that's good, because sometimes when you're bringing double daggers and you switch them out, you're gonna lose 20 initiative, and that could actually hurt you if your enemy is pretty close to you, because that means the enemy gets tagged twice after your first turn. But not so here. Don't know what the strategy here is. Obviously, Klajd is well aware of the double necromancers that Markuskein always brings, and is going to make an effort of avoiding to be seen, if he can help it. Saw briefly there a talisman, good choice. Still gonna be one of the, probably the first character in the yeah, she's only gonna lose 10 initiative on that, going on to 77, which is still more than anything Markuskein has. Remember that Markuskein can boost his initiative with the Call of Vanhel, but the Call of Vanhel only applies to vampires, and both vampires are in heavy armor, and so they are not gonna trump this impressive, or pretty much most of these characters that we see here. Might be able to trump a few of the henchmen, particularly those there that we see on the ladder. 57 initiative. Careful approach. Only gonna be useful against the drag archer here. Assuming that is what Markuskein has been bringing, but why wouldn't he? He always brings the same thing. We would be very surprised if he brings another composition, but we will have to see if Klajd can discover any units. It's disconcerting, however, that Markuskein starts to scatter and he still hasn't seen him. Both warbands have, if you look at the top left corner of the screen, the same morale. Kind of interesting to note. Runes of Conspiracy are very good for Divine casters. If you don't know it, it's the rune that increases spellcasting chance as well as Sense Curse chance, or Singe Curse chance, as some of the role players like to say. But that only applies to arcane casters, so Divine casters still get the plus 2 casting chance, but they don't get any increasing curse chance. So it's a very good rune for them, making them very reliable casters. And this Purify here is one of the most reliable casters in the game. As you see, she does have Mastered Exhaustion to be able to move away and do hit and run combat attacks all the time. A Wolf Priest. Probably an Ulrican War Axe. It's a little bit like a staff. Just gathering his team, moving forward at a cautious pace here. He just dreams of seeing someone here, and since he has Master Exhaustion as well, he's probably also a hit and run character. Where are Markuskein's units? That's the question. Markuskein haven't moved yet. He's about to. The problem with hiding yourself in the buildings is that even if Markuskein would move out somewhere around here, you really can't see them because you're not spotted yourself. Wall runner is always nice. But opting here to not put himself on a pedestal and being shot at. So Markuskein is going to decide on a single point of the map where he's going to gather as many troops as possible and see which units are slow, which units are fast, who can support each other the fastest, what's the most optimal route to gather my troops, where could Klajd be? Well, he does know that Klajd is near his wagon, so he's gonna try to avoid that and any kind of natural path that Klajd could take, which is usually straight towards his own wagon, so he should be well aware of where Klajd is right now. Klajd watching the minimap, as we have learned from other games, watching the minimap is very useful. He could do it a little bit more zoomed out view here, but he's watching where he thinks that Markuskein is gathered to. Looking for traps, looking for crows dispersing. Those two kind of things that give away where you are. You can also look for certain spells kicking off that will also reveal where he is. Particularly Word Light is one such spell. Of course that's a divine spell, but there are others, and any kind of area spell is also shown up here. If your character dies from 9999 Sense Curse, then you won't be revealed on the minimap, but you will be revealed on the ladder with the character icon being shown with a cross over it. Did we see a light there in the building towards the lower right? I think we did. That was probably one of the necromancers. Well, it could only have been the Necromancer, so of course it was one of the Necromancers. We don't really remember this particular initiative ladder for Markuskein. Remember that his new warp guards had 34 initiative for 2 of them, and we don't see that here, so either he switched out equipment or switched them out. Lots of firepower here from Klajd. 2 marksmen, very efficient henchmen. Probably the most efficient ones there are in this game. As well as a dedicated caster. Did you see that the matriarch has actually lost an eye? Which makes her less likely to go into melee. She has 10% less of a hit chance. But she does get plus 10 initiative and plus 10% perception. And the initiative there might be worth it for some casters that have no interest in going into a fight. Of course, that means that you don't really take much use out of the passive for the matriarch, because if you succeed at casting a spell, your next melee attack costs 1 less red pill. It's the same for the magister. So really, who benefits the most from losing an eye and getting the plus 10 perception and losing 10% hit chance in melee and ranged? It would probably be the Skaven Sorcerer and the Necromancer, both of whom are dedicated casters and don't really benefit, don't really have a passive that supports melee. Scanning the field. See if you can see a trapping set off, anything to give an indication of where you should go next. Depending on how scattered Markuskein's warband is, going straight for that source could mean that he could catch something and bring it down. This is a lot of firepower. Purifier and Wolf Priests probably having very offensive spells. The Purifier also has a Comet of Sigmar, which is one of the best spells in the game for offensive damage. The Wolf Priest is not bad. He has some spells that could be very useful, of course. Howl of the Wolf won't be useful here, providing fear, but there are other spells that could be used. Snowed King's Decree might be useful for all of these heavy tanky units that want to attack Markuskein, especially since he has low magic resistance, and Snow King's Decree does require a magic test upon each attack, which makes it far less useful than the Witch Hunter's Trial of Pain, for example. Or yeah, sure, one of them is a spell, but well, let's see here. So we see 134 on the initiative ladder, which is one of the tanky warp guards. We see 41, which is the other warp guard. So Markuskein has switched it out a little bit. He's only bringing 2 warp guards here, most likely. We'll see what he has brought in besides that. Seeing as his morale is the same, it might be a 3rd warp guard anyway, just having switched out the equipment for that character. Still no unit seen, still no indication of where he is. pay a little bit of attention on the initiative ladder here and see if one of his vampires has gotten a buff, Call of Vanhal, improving its initiative, then it will actually be shown on the initiative ladder. Probably has Prayer of Swiftness to support that. Seeing as it's a dodge character in heavy armor, something that the sisters are very good at doing, due to Prayer of Swiftness, coupled with sidestep and the natural dodgy nature of the novices. Their passive giving 5% more dodge chance for each hit that they make melee. Bit of waiting time. Apologize for that. This game is casted live and I cannot edit it. There we go, checking the minimap again. Seems like the light in the bottom right there was natural lights being set off at random intervals. Seeing as both of these warbands rely on their ability to do the magical damage and then running away with the units doing that, I would guess that both of these warbands are actually trying to hide in houses as much as possible to move out and throw drain lives or steal lives as they are called, or comments of Sigmar on anything that is exposed and then moving back into the house. Playing it safe. And so we might be in for a fairly long game here. The last warp guard here to complete its turn.
A new round has started.
Going for the round 2. See if we can see anything this turn. Always have to keep rechecking the minimap because the enemy can see you as you move automatically, but it's not the same for you. There we go. One character to shoot at. Very limited healing from Markuskein compared to Klajd here. That was a little bit clumsy from Klajd. Don't know what he wants to do here. At least he has a warp guard to punish now. A warp guard not in a specific stance. And they seem to be closer than he thought they were. Come on Klajd, at least fire a shot before moving away. Very undecisive here what he wants to do. So he elects to not shoot at all, which was kind of surprising. So we have a warp guard and a zombie here, and the warp guard is gonna get teamed up on by the impressive, no doubt. But what can be done against a zombie? Klajd is getting exactly the kind of game he wants here, despite being the only one having taken any damage so far, which is, as we said earlier, moving into houses and out of houses all the time. Firing, moving away to safety, firing, moving away to safety. And you see that he makes a real effort here of trying to not be in the open, and when he is in the open, using a talisman just in case one of the necromancers show up here. We see the impressive going straight for the warp guard. 60% armor. And not too much damage from the impressive. 30 to 35, that's not a whole lot. I would probably have wanted her to engage in a different way, so as to allow more units to pile through here and do their thing. You could have used, for example, Master Insult here to help any other units. Every little bit of damage helps. Only 1% chance to dodge this, which is gonna be really good against Markuskein's type of warband, because he doesn't have much in the way of dodge, focusing everything on the heavy armor and parry. At least go forward and shoot the zombie now, and you can move back. You have pretty decent range. It's gonna be careful here, seeing if he can spot some kind of enemy here on the nearby buildings. He's a little bit paranoid. Because if he moves towards the zombie, he might leave himself a little bit exposed. Doesn't see a single unit so far. Alright, but what are you gonna do up here? Let's see if you can spot anything. And he does not. Does this matriarch have order? Most likely. She is on a path towards the maiden here. There we go. Sigmar's second wind, of course. It's a better version of order, particularly for the Sisters of Sigmar, who are the only ones who can use this, and it says that it gives +4 red pills to use for counterattacks, but in actuality what it does is that it gives just 4 red pills more to use. So having gained plus 8 more offensive pills here, that impressive is now suddenly back to full attacks. Very, very useful. And if Klajd knows what he's doing here, he might be attacking with the Impressive and then doing another delay using Exhaustion. And then maybe we'll see the Purify going in and casting that spell again, refueling the red pills of the Impressive even more. How will Klajd answer this? Here comes the Necromancer. Up in a building. Trying to see what he can hurt from here. I don't believe Markuskein's Necromancers have the increased range skill, but I could be wrong. We do know that they have invested in Quick Reload, Basic, and while casting Basic, as well as Master Adrenaline Rush, and he is well within range here. Maiden probably wants to use a talisman soon. To boost that up to 91% magic resistance. But who can complain when she's saving 2 out of the 3 with a 46% chance. Liking double daggers of perforation. It's to offset the Daredevil as well, lowering any kind of dodge chance this character has. 95% chance to kill this character off. Minimum 56 damage, minimum 56 wounds, and there we go. First kill to Klajd. Safely killing off this Warp Guard. Taking a little bit of damage in return and getting a healing draught. Might be using that as well as a talisman here to be able to move out in the open in the next turns. Switching back to a Flail of Warding, giving 10% more magic resistance. As well as a shield of shielding here, making her less likely to be hurt. Didn't even get to enter the stance there. Took too long time to do anything. I wish I could switch off the music. The music is here because we are spectating Klajd's game, and Klajd has music on it in his game, so we can't really remove that. Trying to lower the volume at least, see if it works after the broadcast. Two Necromancers have been spotted, so we know where they are roughly on the minimap as soon as it's Klajd's turn to move about. Holding up in a building here. Boosting some character. Corpse Flesh gives plus 10% armor and plus 30% poison and wordstone resistance. No, not wordstone resistance, poison and critical resistance. 30%. don't want to go out too much here. He's looking for something to hit with his spells. But I feel that Markuskein is taking a big gamble here, because when it is Impressive's turn next, he might be able to reach that Necromancer if he's not careful. Yeah, there we go. Running all the way back to the building, not wanting to risk anything. And running out of time! Just 20 seconds left here for a Necromancer who we have already seen spent most of his points on attacking the Maiden. And some people don't believe this is how it works, but you do have a set timer for each character, and when you use delay, when you come back, you're still going to count on where you left off. So if you only had 10 seconds left, that's what you're gonna be left with when it's his turn again at the same turn. Makes very much sense, but some people are very surprised by this. Fully buffed up and initiative improved leader, the cold hands of Markuskein. Sure wish that his Impressive had used the most defensive stance here, if Markuskein is indeed going for that. Would probably be pretty foolish to do that, as we will see what Markuskein has in mind. This kind of character really wants to go at anything other than an Impressive. He wants to tie down an Impressive with one of the Warp Guards most likely, or a zombie or something like that. Boosting hit chance. Probably going for the Impressive stand anyway. He is indeed. Plus 20% melee resistance would have looked pretty nice right here, but I think that the Impressive is gonna be alright, and I think Cold Hands is gonna be in a lot of trouble. Cold Hands has boosted his dodge slightly, but it's not gonna look good on the next turn when the Maiden here gets to really pour in the damage. Probably a very good move here by Markuskein, protect himself from, for example, this particular Purifier, who just wants a target. She could maneuver closer to the building below Cold Sands here to fire at the zombie or anyone going forward to support the vampire leader. And of course they're gonna come, a lot of units from Markuskein are gonna try and support that particular character. See if you can reach Necromancers here, that might even be possible. Bit of bad luck. Very bad luck. Extremely bad luck. 96. Twice in a row. Let's see what this goes. Alright. Managing to give a little bit more melee resistance to that Maiden. Running back to cover. Well worth the 30 wounds lost here from exhaustion. So far no surprise from Markuskein anyway. We could have expected this. 2 or 3 warp cards to rest zombies, a vampire leader, a vampire thrall, double necromancers, and a dreg archer. And here we see the dreg archer. The dreg archer, who used to have a short bow of havoc, but Markuskein feels that the range is more important in this tournament than the last one and has given him a normal bow here, decreasing his chances to score critical hits. I haven't really seen him do any critical hit this tournament, but he did a lot of them last tournament. 8% chance to score a critical hit on that particular henchman. Here the range does pay off. Having Sharpshooter mastered, giving plus 4% critical hit chance for each hit he scores. Up to 16% now. Might we see a critical hit on this henchman? Open wounds really do suck to deal with. No such luck, Vital Shot mastered, 40% chance and failed it. Probably gonna see where the Drag Archer is going here, but the Drag Archer, I feel the Drag Archer is very exposed. And using normal exhaustion, not even mastered, taking 30 damage to move up the ramp here. Still, that Drag Archer could probably be reached by someone with a charge, and no doubt the archers will pour a lot of damage into him as well. We see a sneaky zombie. What kind of options does he have for engaging here? What can he choose? It's always good to pick the Purifier if you can, if this is indeed a house with the Purifier. Because the Purifiers can't disengage, and having the Purifier stuck in a house that far away from the action would really be paying off. But seems to go for one of the marksmen here, trying that marksman down. Can the marksman disengage from here? I assume not, it's very dark. But I think that Markuskein picked his position very carefully and made sure that the marksman could not disengage from this. There we are. Still very far up then. What is the objective of this character? Going in against a buffed up zombie. I think this is not that wise. I think that if you have a zombie there, that he will probably stay there for a long while to keep hammering away at this marksman, and just leaving him to it is probably better than trying to kill that off. Like, look at that, 60% armor and 400 wounds. That's gonna take a long time with doing 28 damage, 25 damage. As he's immune to all alone, it doesn't actually help to be having two henchmen tying down one henchman. It just gives some kind of advantage that Markuskein could use elsewhere if he hadn't lost the warp guard, of course. He is one man down. Another speedy zombie here, wondering what he can do. I probably wouldn't engage with this zombie, we'll see. He wants to protect the Drag Archer hiding up the ramp there as well, so if he engages with this unit, then he's gonna engage. He's gonna engage the henchman here charging in. He has the superior movement for a while and somewhat superior stats, killing off the ambush of this damaged unit. Time is running out, 30 seconds left. Markuskein is just standing here, looking at the pretty streets of Mordheim. Here comes the expected charge, and it connects. Here that this zombie is at a disadvantage for a while in the hit chance department, but he does have a lot of wounds and a lot of armor, and that particular henchman is already down to less than half health. Another henchman to come and help out with the zombie. Probably gonna try and maneuver here for a charge and then using a talisman. Klajd is not taking any chances here with the two necromancers. He really doesn't want them to have any sort of use in this particular match, and it looks like he has been he has done his homework. We can just say it like that. Neutralizing the necromancers means that Markuskein is at a significant disadvantage, since Markuskein really can't do much damage without them. I hit and run Wolf Priest, let's see what he can do. Who is he gonna target? It's too bad he doesn't have anything that could dispel the zombies, but they are probably going to run out of luck here anyway. Winter Chill here is a very good support skill, instantly affecting any enemy engaged with the target. Very useful on the maiden, very useful on well, it's very useful on everyone. It also gives them effectively plus 20% armor, since any enemies do 20% less damage against them. Boosting the hit chance here by 20% and damage by 20%. Gonna be crucial. And then reaching up. Good choice here if he goes for the drag, but he doesn't really want to attack. He had the red pills left to do 2 attacks here, but instead he wants to do a frostbite, do a little bit of damage, and take away 3 blue pills for that unit's next turn. Could probably use his last spell here to reduce the effectiveness of that zombie if he wanted to. And he declines the risk, if there indeed was a risk. Yeah, there was a risk. As you can see, the roll of Divine Brand for that second spell was 18% chance. Kind of high. Which indicates that this Wolf Priest probably doesn't have devotion, or at the very least a curse resist rune on his weapon. Careful not to place that rat in such a way that you can't go through with the Drag Archer. Currently the Drag Archer from that position can only fire at the Maiden, and 1% hit chance is not really good. Alright, I think that was a poor choice. We'll see if he can actually move down. He might still be able to get past that, the Drag Arch that is on the side. It's not that narrow of a ramp. Now where to put this warp card? Third warp card in the composition of Markuskein. So he did actually bring the exact same warband that he did in the round of 16. Just switching out equipment a little bit here and there. And we did start this match 10 minutes, no, almost 15 minutes later, because Markuskein wanted to adapt his warband and prepare them a little bit. So that seems to be what he has been preparing. Insult is gonna help a lot. We do know that Cold Hands has mastered Insult. It's gonna be very useful. But Cold Hands doesn't realize that the master defensive stance is on that maiden as well. Just waiting to be used. Only one kill so far, but I do feel that there is distinct advantage here to Klajd, who is abusing the predictability of Markuskein. Markuskein relying on the necromancers who are holding up in houses with not too much to shoot at, and if they could go forward and risk themselves, every single unit here has a talisman on them that they have used. To limit their usefulness, while Markuskein has not taking any sort of precaution here to protect himself against Klajd's medical damage, and that's gonna be hurtful. And he did not expect the maiden, maybe, especially not a maiden made like this, which is very distinctly very different from the maiden that he faced in the last tournament when he beat Klajd. That particular maiden was extremely tanky, not doing any kind of damage, using a shield with shield specialist mastered and so forth. So he was basically an unkillable maiden, but a maiden that didn't actually do too much. As his maidens can't disengage, just go in there with a henchman tank, and you've tied up a maiden for the rest of the game, which was why Klajd lost in that tournament. A zombie caught up with him, and that was it. The maiden couldn't move. But this maiden is a different beast altogether. Not so good of a hit chance. See, this is the problem for Markuskein. He's only relying on magical damage. He doesn't do too much damage with all of his other units. They are very tanky, yes. That's all they are. Forcing an all-alone check here.
A new round has started.
Unless Klajd does something about that. Can he disengage? Probably not. See if Klajd had saved one of those henchmen, he could have gone supporting the one facing an all-alone check. Now he doesn't seem to have anyone available for that, unless he can kill off Cold Hands here, but I think it's gonna be very difficult. 75%. 75% armor, that's a lot. All right. Probably gonna use a delay here. Good tactical planning would probably have been to have had the maiden go before the matriarch. But of course it is some kind of advantage as well, because if you go first with the matriarch, you could disengage with the matriarch to go where you want her to be, which wouldn't be the case if you get separated and stuck anywhere else. Very good chance of hitting here. 1% chance of succeeding at the dodge attempt. Gonna face at least a few more attacks here. 4 more attacks once the matriarch has her say. The zombie still enjoying the protection of all of his spells, but he have lessened somewhat, at least having lost the corpse flesh. Probably best to go into Web of Steel here. There we go. The maiden is waiting for a refill by the matriarch, but first we can see this archer climbed up in the tower very far away from the rest of the battle. See what he can do. He can shoot at the zombie here, and he seems to want to do that. Another miss. Klajd has had the worst of the RNG here, the random number generator. %0 chance for a critical. I don't know why he feels the need to step back here. Probably habits. Like, both of the necromancers are pretty far away, and if they moved forward, the least of their concern would be a marksman at the furthest end of the map. They would target something else. There we go. To Sigmar's second win coming up on the maiden, refilling her red pills entirely, giving her 4 more attacks. And making sure she can't be retaliated against, she's moving really far away back into the house. You would think that Markuskein would expect this and put a zombie or something in an ambush mode near that location. I will see if he will react by that. He should have known that was about to happen. Cold Hands taking a lot of damage here despite all of his protections. Missing another 95% chance. Gonna switch to a shield and defensive stance. Healing Trolls would have been nice though. It's not like you would miss out on anything if you do that. That's an indication that Klajd wants to engage with something else here. Indeed, it's gonna get really ugly, and I think it's mostly gonna get ugly for Markuskein. He needs to do something to answer this, and I have not seen anything in the way so far. He has damaged the henchman pretty badly, which is still gonna face an all alone check here. But other than that, he's about to lose his leader, and he's lost a henchman as well, and it does not look great. Necromancer moving here at the far end of the screen. Now he's more visible. Looking for someone to be targeted. Instead he's opting for a bow, and I always feel this is a poor choice for this Necromancer. He has the basic quick reload, and he does so little damage that it's hardly worth the effort. .26 damage. Remember that the Wolf Priest can probably reach that Necromancer and do a number on him in regards to damage. We might not reach him with melee, of course, but he's gonna be able to go up there, cast a few spells, and then run back without being punished for it. Checking out the magic resistance here of the Necromancer, finding it to be very beatable. The Purifier sets off, and I think we're gonna see a few comments here. The best thing, of course, would be Sinful Speech on that Necromancer. It's indeed what seems to be happening here. There we go. Sinful Speech would be perfect here, if you can manage it. Instead of just doing damage, Sinful Speech would take out this Necromancer for 2 whole turns of spellcasting. And you're about to run out on your talismans. That would be a good choice now, Klajd. Klajd is not taking the bait here, instead wanting to do the damage. No Sinful Speech here. And not wanting to take the risk with another spell. Taking a safe approach. Would really have liked a Sinful Speech here. Simple Speech or Strangling Globe are so powerful. 2 turns of not doing anything for these these units. Well, Markuskein's case is gonna be stuck there with a useless bow, but that hinders the offensive capabilities of Markuskein so much. I would have done that. But maybe he has a plan. Maybe he has some strategy that makes this particular Necromancer being able to live 1 more turn worth it. Who knows? We do know that the talismans are running out now, and the Necromancer might suddenly find himself with a lot of new fresh targets for his still life, recovering some life from that. Pretty wise move here, moving away. It's a losing battle for Cold Hands, but he needs to tame that character with something. Maybe one of the zombies will disengage and go there instead. Markuskein is thinking. Time is running out. Might want to ambush characters here, going straight through this building and going on the top side. Klajd could, if he moved his cursor a bit, see where this character is heading. We see there, moving towards the end of the house. 10 seconds. Another Necromancer's turn. What kind of havoc can you cause? Do you see any worthwhile targets? No doubt checking out the magic resistance levels of every character here. Could probably kill off the henchman facing an all-alone check, freeing up 2 of his units. Or might be able to start firing into the maiden. He does have something planned. Drought of concentration increasing spellcasting chance by 15% for this turn. Gathering a word stone that decreases next spell cast by 1 red pill, as well as minus 10% cash chance for the necromancer. So it's his passive ability triggering that. Another oil bomb. These effects stack a little bit with each other, so he has 10% carry chance again. Managing to do a little bit of damage here. This particular maiden has protection of Sigmar, passive skill unique to the Sisters of Sigmar, which gives 30% magic resistance when mastered, and that maiden has that skill mastered. With an amulet, of course, so very effective to beat off magic resistance checks, and it seems like the maiden here has indeed succeeded roughly half of the magic resistance checks so far in this game, which is all according to the RNG. Another steel life coming on here. And failing that as well, the maiden is in deep trouble here. Maybe it was a wish here that Markuskein hadn't disengaged with cold hands, especially not before doing all of his attacks with that unit. That could actually be a crucial mistake here. Probably gonna aim for the henchman that's pretty injured. Can't target the maiden, there's only 1% hit chance due to her particular passive. There we go. 8% chance to score critical hit. And increase that if he hits more attacks here. He does have Master Bullseye on the drag here. But instead gambling a bit. 62% hit chance and succeeding twice in a row. Nothing lasts forever. Now coming for the mastered vital shot, I suppose. No, instead just doing an aim. As you can see, mastered bullseye increasing that to 30% more hit chance, 62 to 92. Markuskein is thinking he needs to do something against the maiden. He needs to tie her up and he needs to do more damage to it. If he can kill off the maiden, he can kill off a huge chunk of damage from Klajd. And Klajd still has some offensive casters as well, but so does Markuskein. Even if one of his necromancers is a bit hurt, he can heal that up just by casting Steel Life throughout the game. Succeeding at all alone check here, succeeding at the fear test, very good turn for Selma Senger. She is, however, dead meat as soon as the vampire's turn is about to start. Checking out the basic stats here for these characters. Might just as well do as much damage as you can before going down. There's no point doing careful approach because you are gonna die before the Dreg Archer being able to fire at you again. But Klajd is not taking an ear to that. He is instead opting to indeed use careful approach just in case, increasing his ranged resistance. Opting to try and do a little bit damage on the heroes. Failing that, going into a web of steel here. I think the vampire here is gonna kill her off. Benyon has hurt Sisters of Sigmar here to target that. It's gonna do just that. 57% chance of hitting. Bit unlucky here with the parry roll. Is he opting for Adrenaline Rush? I really wouldn't. Good choice. He is outnumbered. Let them attack into him and get a free counterattack. If you manage one of your 2 parry saves. Zombie has lost his buffs, but she's thinking of supporting the lone henchman here, maybe. Well, we can see her in the background, next to the fire. This could be pretty good. Tying up the 70% armored warp guard. Going to do just that. Tying him up here in the flame. You can't disengage from that. The more units that Klajd can keep trapped against a wall or similar, the more movement he gets for all of his hit and run characters, which is the Matriarch, the Wolf Priest and the Purifier. And by doing so, it's not just space, it's all about lessened options of Markuskein to interrupt and get close to them. We're gonna see a charge here against the Necromancers, I believe. Boosting the Maiden yet again, Knowledge Gift, 20% hit chance, as well as 20% more damage. Winter's Chill, giving minus 20% hit chance and minus 20% damage to whoever comes into contact with her. It's only gonna be 1 unit. She really should have put Winter's Chill on the... there we go, Selma Singer. That's a really good choice for Winter's Chill. And there we have it! Affecting all 3 units of Markuskein in combat with that character. Not worth it. That was not worth the risk. Let's see if he's punished. He's not punished. But why would you do that? It's just a zombie. And yes, it might help you survive a little bit longer. but you did have a lot of bad luck when you did take that damage, fail the parry on 87%. So I don't feel that was worth it at all. Looking to see, is the vampire coming this way? No, he's not. Not that he can see right now at least. 3, 2, 1. Not too many options here. Good choice, insulting that character, making sure that the vampire can do her thing, kill the henchman. Very good here, killing off the web of steel. So there's no stance left for that particular henchman when the vampire starts striking. Not sure I like this though. You just took 30 more damage for no gain. Even if you would have hit that, you would have done less than 30 damage. So it was not worth the risk. The vampire will kill off that character anyway. This warp guard really needs to go into the maiden. If he doesn't go into the maiden, then he is gonna lose a few important characters. He really needs to go into the maiden right now. He can't do anything else. If he lets the maiden roam free, and the maiden is one of the first characters on the initiative ladder, she's gonna go in, kill the necromancer, and then go up there and kill the Treg or the other necromancer. So you have to engage the maiden here. And I think Markuskein is well aware of that. Hoping that he can even hit the maiden and do a little damage. Or what is he doing? What is he doing? Is he gonna put up the vampire thrall against the maiden? He must have some plan with this, because he's very focused on taking down this single henchman here, but okay, yeah, he went up against the maiden, alright, sure. Good choice. Poor luck here. Just 1% less. He would have made it. Probably a good choice. That warp guard is probably dead anyway. So taking a little bit more damage the next turn when you're not alive is fine. Insult. This is gonna hurt. Needs 2 more hits. Miss. 2 or 3 attacks more remaining here. It's 2 more hits. 3 with adrenaline rush. Needs 1 more hit. 1 attack left. 1 adrenaline rush attack left. Gonna use adrenaline rush now to finish off this character. Let's see here. Pretty bad luck from Klajd. I mean from Markuskein, but evening out the odds a bit. Sweet indeed. Could have evened out the kill score here. That's not gonna happen. Of course, depending on where that particular henchman is on the initiative ladder, I believe she's not that far up. Markuskein could probably kill that character with another unit, much like a necromancer. But he wants to pour as much magical damage as he can into the maiden now, and it's going to be key for Klajd to use up
A
his
new
talisman.
round has started.
trapped marksman, not having a fun game. Very envious of other marksmen, staying up in the tower, chilling out, far away from any danger. See a lot of Klajd's characters here. Gonna move pretty soon. The maiden has taken quite a beating. Probably wishes that he had a warrior priest now, healing that maiden up. Probably going for a delay again. Or focus fire on the necromancer. Seems to be that. Good to see that Klajd did have a plan here, but he didn't go for silencing the necromancer, instead opting to do only damage. Having a bit of bad luck here on rolls for Klajd. He could do a lot more damage. Seems to be doing the minimum damage in most of his attacks. There we go. 51. Almost dead here, and just waiting to be plucked by the Purifier. Coming up soon. Klajd is thinking here, maybe using introspection for another red pill and gambling, but not really worth it. He does have a commanding lead and doesn't want to do anything to jeopardize that. As you can see, the oil bombs aren't stacking, even if between two of them. Could have waited a little bit with that oil bomb here, but simple speech, definitely worth it on this character. Checking out the magic resistance levels. Let's see here, one more click, there we go. Like he doesn't want to switch away from this shield of shielding here. Very good there for Markuskein, getting just a little bit closer to taking this unit out. I hope that she's gonna use a talisman here. The healing that she picked up from the dead warp guard. Warp guard that he picked up from very same. Oh, the oil bomb, I mean. Excuse my slip of the tongue. I don't think this is worth it. I mean, if you have a decent resist chance, cast a Sinful Speech, do that. Do cast Sinful Speech. It's gonna do a lot. Alright. Don't. I wouldn't actually attack here. It's that zombie's prerogative to try and kill off Alina Studenheim. I would just go into a stance and use up my counterattacks instead. There we go. 2 red pills left. And if this is the fun marksman, then he really doesn't have much in the way of shooting options. Giving up his safety. Might be able to reach the nearly dead necromancer here. And seems to be trying to do just that. There we go. A money shot here. 70. There we go. Nice. Can fire one more shot. Probably gonna use a special shot. Really, it's worth reloading and just attacking here. You're also preventing the zombie from disengaging by standing in this specific spot. Why not do a knee shot? It's the one that reduces initiative by 15. Sinful Speech here. There we go. Finally gonna see something. And he managed to get it off. No more spells for the last necromancer for 2 whole turns. And that's gonna be very, very painful. Doesn't even really need to kill off that necromancer. He has to focus his damage on some other target. This is a good target. Very good target to attack. 146 wounds remaining, and having a decent magic resistance though. Might be better off charging. Bit indecisive, 30 seconds left. What are you gonna do? Could just... do you see the Dreg Archer? Could have been a good choice. There's no point in harassing this poor Illenpain, since Illenpain is going to be useless for 2 more turns anyway. That's a good spot to be trapped in by the vampire leader. Meanwhile, the vampire leader will get a lot of protection going into that specific spot. But the vampire leader here might actually consider going back into the impressive and killing that impressive off. Yes, what is Ellen Payne going to do? 2 turns of not doing anything. Does he have a bow to switch out to? Or was that only the first Necromancer? Probably a good choice here, going for the... Alright, I thought he would go for the Marksman, but 53% chance of hitting this unit here could also been good. There we go. Shouldn't really have any consumables worth taking. Could use Ellen Payne's last 4 red pills to attack the Marksman here. Marksman is in the stance and you can finish the Marksman off. You go in there with a Vampire Thrall. Seeing as the Marksman only has 295 hit points. It's not gonna happen though. Gonna go into safety. Archer, what is he going to do? He really dislikes the maiden here now. He really wants to be able to shoot at the maiden, but he can't. No one ever can. Sure, you made some small mistakes and some other mistakes as well, but so has Markuskein, and so has every single player playing in every single game. There is no such thing as a perfect game here. Everyone makes mistakes, all the time. Because of this, even if you have 105 seconds to do things, it's still stressful and you're still considering every single move that you make. Gambling here with 62% hit chance again. And it's paying off. Oh, that was an aim. Not be fooled. Using his unmastered exhaustion to move 1 blue pill for 30 more wounds, or maybe it's because he wants to reload. Yeah, good shot here on the Marksman, giving out an open wounds. One of the best things about the zombies is that they are immune to getting open wounds, making them very resilient to prolonged battles. Markuskein is starting to produce a little bit of hurt here, but while it's good to kill off the henchman, and hopefully he can, he really needs to be able to put some hurt into the heroes of Klajd. That's where Klajd's power is. Everything else is just roadblocks trying to hold him in place while he does enough damage. And that's the issue with Markuskein as well. Many people go into games against Markuskein hoping that they can do a lot of damage, but if you bring tanky heroes, they do absolutely nothing against Markuskein because he doesn't have any kind of credible melee threat that a tanky hero would oppose. he only has ranged damage and very tanky units. So they are wasted. And it's the same thing here for Markuskein against Klajd. Against Klajd, you don't really need any kind of tank character except that you want somehow to keep the impressive at bay. That was a big surprise. But for everyone else, a tank character is not needed. And when you have a tank character, you do less damage. So you're sort of playing into the game of your opponent here. And Markuskein is suffering from the same thing that so many people have suffered from facing Markuskein himself, which is bringing the wrong units for the opponent. I honestly thought that Hulkwalker did bring a pretty good warband against Markuskein, but he did not use it very well. And Klajd here has been also bringing a very good warband to face Markuskein, and he's been using it pretty well, despite whatever mistakes he feels that he has made so far. Very indecisive. Should he disengage and go face someone else? Use a strong blow instead. Alright. Seems like you could go straight through the parry anyway. Lucky here. Producing a bit more damage, and remember that this warp guard has used adrenaline rush, so you take slightly more damage. He has a lot of wounds, but still every little bit counts. Don't know what he's looking for here. He knows that Cold Hands is pretty far away. Does he think that he can reach Cold Hands? Checking the magic resistance here, it's 55%. Going for the Necromancer and hiding him instead. Could pull off a charge here. Would be a pretty good move. Pretty unnecessary. You can just finish him off with melee attacks. I don't know why you would go and do something like this. Just use your melee capabilities, it will be enough. He's not in a stance, he moved away as far as he could, he is close left. There we go. Could have killed him honestly, instead of doing that. Of course you would have killed him if the spell had worked too, but would have been better to go the other way around, just attack, attack, attack. See what Cold Hands here is doing. If it would be up to me, I would probably go after the Purifier. Locking her in that tiny little corner with no line of sight to anything for her spells would be very good. And she's pretty defenseless as well against someone like Cold Hands, who, while being a tank, still has 12 strength, so he can dish it out a little bit. Cold Hands is trying to go around the map instead. Focusing on the marksman. Strange choice. Probably wants to get the kills rolling. Well, we can expect Markuskein not to use Adrenaline Rush in this case. And he doesn't need to. Well, a decent move, freeing up the Vampire Thrall to do something here, and I think the Vampire Thrall might go and kill off the marksman that is stunned right in the road. See, there's a 3 morale difference here, and that's because 2 henchmen has gone down for Klajd, while a single henchman and a hero has gone down for Markuskein, and heroes are worth 22 morale, henchmen are worth 19 morale, so that explains the 3-point difference here. Both of them started with the exact same morale, 170. Not sure what Cold has trying to accomplish. See if this Swapgunner can be a little bit lucky and get another hit in here. It's just so few hit points remaining here. You could just be a little bit lucky and kill off the maiden, you might have a chance of winning this Markuskein. You should try everything towards that. Might even go in with the Vampire Thrall if it's not tempted to go on to the Marksman, but I think it's really tempted to go into the Marksman. 73% chance to hit, that's really good here. Really good. You should probably use Adrenaline Rush and continue with your attacks. Good work. Adrenaline Rush and hopefully inflict another 25 damage. You're gonna die anyway. Very, very nice by Markuskein here. Not too many hit points left, we don't know exactly how many. You can sometimes notice that I interchangeably use hit points or wounds. In this game it's actually known as wounds, but most people like to refer to them as hit points because that's what it's usually called in these kind of games. Just go into a stance. We don't have anything else to do. Approaching the 2-hour mark rapidly in this round of 8 between Markuskein and Klajd. One of these people will enter the semi-final. We're leaning towards Klajd here, but losing the maiden can be a big setback for him. I don't know what Markuskein is actually doing here. He's just wasting time. See, that's what I mean. We do say that he's a slow player, but he's a slow player mostly because he wastes his time. Like he's not using the time available to him in an efficient manner. One more dodge attempt left. Not that it's gonna matter. It's not like anyone else will attack this particular character. Let's see what the Vampire Thrall here is doing. I really hope that the Vampire Thrall is going for the maiden, but I think she's very, very tempted to go for the stunned marksman. We'll see how Markuskein thinks. The maiden makes the most sense though. So what will it be? I don't think she's gonna go for any other kind of choice here. Yes, she could go on the long odds here and go for the Purifier trapping here, but there are more important tasks at hand, and I think Markuskein is the kind of player who will focus on what's closest to him. Thinking, looking at the minimap. What options do I have? Having lost. There we go. Is the marksman that tempting? Is the marksman too tempting? You're not gonna go for the maiden? He's not gonna go for the maiden. Alright. Bit of a shame, really. It's all about What is the red lady doing here? Trying to finish off another henchman, but yes, it helps to start grinding down morale, but killing off that impressive would have been so good for Markuskein. Now, if that impressive goes roaming free here, could probably kill off the Dreg Archer and the other Necromancer in just one swift go. 2 more attacks left. Another miss. And finishing off the parries here. I can't say I agree with this choice. The impressive is worth 28 morale, by the way. Let's see. Looking at Cold Hands, can I focus fire him down with comments? Yes, I probably could. Looking at the healing drought, probably running straight for the impressive, hoping that impressive can be saved. You have to step really close to use a healing drought, so you have to go into the fire. To go into the fire, man. There we go. Closer still though. You have to be almost right next to the character. So 73. I'm gonna lose approximately 20-25 more hit points to go down to around 50. It's time to attack now. I would cast a spell instead, and after having cast a spell I would use my combat attacks using the passive here of Maiden, but Marcus, no, the Klajd declines doing that. No spell casting, purely doing 31 damage. Well, he does have a lot of units that can do something here. $16 hit points remaining. Yeah, you should probably attack there instead, because if one lucky hit goes through that and you're wasting red pills. Saving 1 red pill or 2 red pills, fine, but at least use 1 attack. Alright, what can you do here? Opting for Daredevil. Trying to finish off this warp guard. It's not gonna be possible. This particular warp guard takes another 30 damage due to adrenaline rush, but I feel like he did a good job there. 51 hit points remaining for the Maiden. It's just too tempting. Why is Markuskein going for this? Go for the Maiden. If your warp guard has a decent chance of hitting her, then you do too. In particular, going in with Cold Hands. Cold Hands has mastered insult. Could definitely finish the Maiden off. Nothing left here but Mordheim. Would be nice here to finish off the drag, or at least making sure that the drag cannot disengage. And it seems like that's exactly what Klajd is opting for now. Should be pretty fine here. The drag can have a maximum leadership of 6, and I do think that this particular drag has a leadership of 1. So surviving the all alone check here, probably not gonna happen. So if Klajd is being aware here, he should realize that he doesn't really need to go in with Purifier and focus fire down the drag here. He should focus fire on something else. The drag is gonna fail all alone. Don't focus on it. Okay, so we're gonna focus on the drag. There we go. Killing that drag off. Three heroes are down for Markuskein. If he loses Vampire Thrall, which is not too likely, but if he loses Cold Hands, which could be likely, he losing those 2 units and he won't be able to take a round test. He only has 17 morale down before he has to take a route test, and I don't think his leadership is too stellar. And 70 morale, that's just losing, you know, a single unit, unless it's a zombie. Healing potion here for the maiden. See, Klajd does realize how important the maiden is to his warband here, but Markuskein is simply not taking the bait of trying to focus down the maiden. Like that was giving 30 hit points to the maiden, but sacrificing something roughly up to, let's see here, 90 damage on this particular purifier. Yep, no talisman here. Let's see what the comments can do. Suddenly the Vampire Thrall going down is not too unlikely either. Going to gamble here with the last comment. Succeeds. What about the curse? Success as well. RNG is turning around a little bit. What can this zombie do? I would probably go in. You need to have something into the purifier, but at this point it's all about trying to rack up kills. Where can you get kills from? If you go into the purifier, at least the purifier can't move unless the zombie is dislodged, which is really unlikely given the amount of wounds that they have. So what is the plan? What is the plan? What is Markuskein going to do here? He needs to do something. This is probably his last turn before he loses the game. He has a lot of units left to move. I feel like he should, with cold hands at the very least, go in and kill that bloody impressive once and for all, please. Could finish this henchman here. Just enabling the vampire thrall to go past the parry when it's her turn. Another hit would be nice, cancelling Steel entirely. I don't know what you're thinking about. You should just attack. It's not like you have too many options. There we go. Missing. Are you gonna do Adrenaline Rush here? I'm risking it. Well, Adrenaline Rush could finish off this unit, so he's gonna go for it. And at least the Web of Steel is entirely gone now. Alina Sudenham gaining maximal value out of that. Adrenaline Rush adding a further 30 damage to the zombie. The zombie is not looking indestructible at the moment. Pretty roughed up. Come on, you have no red pills left. What are you thinking about? What could you possibly be thinking about? You can't use consumables. Fleeing. Alright, where are you going? Into the purifier? No, these units stand in the way. So what was the plan? Why did you take a further 34 damage? To tie down the marksman? He's just gonna disengage. But at least you removed 2 red pills from him by doing so. Feeling all alone here. Good for Markuskein. That was exactly what he wanted. That was why he went in there and just used a delay force it. Without expending any of his red pills, so that's something. Alright. Critical turn now. Doing the maximum amount of damage. Where can you do it? Are you gonna go for that nearly dead henchman, so that the vampire thrall can focus all of her red pills on something else? Could be worth it. She is somewhat difficult to hit though. 20, 90, 18 seconds left to go, and Markuskein is just standing there, not doing anything. Not doing anything at all. 5 seconds, you still have all of the red pills that you are not gonna use because you've wasted your entire turn. Unbelievable. Go for the maiden. Go for the maiden. You're the main character that can actually kill the maiden here. You have mastered insult, you can kill the maiden. What else are you gonna do? You can't really kill anything else except the henchman. No, don't do that. Alright, pick something up, but go for the maiden. You see her to your left. Ah, why? Why are you doing this? Yeah, you're not gonna kill her. That was a pretty poor move, and I think Mordheim has lost this game now. That maiden is gonna survive, kill off the warp guard, probably go on and do something else, but it's at least gonna start forcing a round check. We'll see if Markuskein has the leadership to deal with that. Both of his vampire thrall and the vampire are pretty roughed up, and they are gonna die soon. At least taking down the maiden would have given him a fighting chance. Maybe we'll see. What do these two warp guards do then? One of them is stuck against the maiden. Such a key unit. I feel like this warp guard is the boss of his warband. He's contributing the most. Healing himself, making sure that maiden doesn't get another healing draught. Can he produce a bit of damage as well? We'll see. Insulted. Can he produce a hit or two? Maiden should have about 70, well let's say 80 hit points remaining. 2 hits is 25 damage each. Suddenly down to 30. She's still burning, so she's gonna take between 20-25 damage more. Just needs one more hit here. Adrenaline rush could be the path. 38% chance, yeah, it's not too great. See if he can be a bit lucky here though. There's no real stance. He's choosing to end his turn instead. Or maybe he ran out of time there, didn't actually pay attention to it. You can finish off the henchman, freeing up the red pills of your more useful vampire thrall. Or you can charge the wolf priest. Well, at least you're tying down the wolf priest, maybe that was your objective. And Markuskein finds himself in that particular situation we talked about in the round of 16, not having any of his damage dealers left alive. How is he gonna win this now? Good choice. Well, you could probably hide the vampire thrall and go after the marksman nearby. This is the marksman's point of view that we're seeing right now. Marksman doesn't have too many hit points remaining. You could do a bit of a number there. Remember that the wolf priest has 35% chance to all of the psychology tests. So going in there with a fear-causing character, trying to force it all alone is not gonna do anything. It seems like Markuskein is gonna focus on this marksman. Being hit a bit more here. Is this the marksman that has Night 1 initiative? So goes first, he might fail all alone check here and take even more damage.
A new round has started.
No, that particular archer is dead. Losing out on a terror test here is harsh, indicating here that the matriarch doesn't have too great of a leadership. Does suck. Minus 3 blue pills, minus 3 red pills. Probably don't need a talisman anymore, but I'm gonna flee and take maybe more damage. Well, that is an option, but you could just disengage. A good choice here. Brunhilde is pretty roughed up. What is she gonna do next? I feel like Markuskein has the ability to win this game, but yeah, not going for that maiden. I don't see the reason for it. Like, killing the maiden would have been such a big step. Like minus 26 morale here. Bringing him very close to getting down to that gap, and since Major here doesn't have too much in the way of leadership, as well as taking 30 more damage here and burning, so we'll take 20-25 more damage, only having 117 right now. It's gonna have a lot less hit points when it's her turn next. We're gonna need a little bit more damage onto that. Missing here. That hurts a lot. 36. 36. If that's not gonna tempt the zombie here to do something. I don't know why Markuskein is not tempted to go in here. I have no idea. Like, yes, she has a master defensive stance, and yes, she has a shield of shielding when she switches that out, and she always does. But come on, you just need a lucky hit. And you, with the mastered insult here, you would be above 50% chance to get that lucky hit in. And why you're not taking it, I have no idea. I have no idea. Let's go for it. Coming around here trying to save the marksman. Red Lady is pretty hurt. With some frostbite, tame her. Here we go. Casting gear. Which is not that bad at fighting either, but it does switch out to get Web of Steel to be part of this. Making sure that he's not gonna fail these spells using a rosary. You can only use those once per game. Gonna be able to get one more frostbite in here. Also taking away 3 blue pills here for the Vampire Thrall. If the Vampire Thrall will be living, is he gonna go up here and enter into melee with a zombie to cancel the all alone check? Can he do that? I might be able to. Or did he just waste 30 hit points here for no reason? That might be more that. Is there no space? Yes, but not towards the Red Lady. There's no space. It was a... Well, we didn't have a clear view here, but it was a noble attempt. You can clearly see how Klajd was thinking here. I don't like staying here because it means that if you fail all alone, you... yeah, then at least you won't get free attacks on you because you are not fleeing. Succeeding! Good lord. Failing the fear test though. At least you get a few attacks on you. Could probably be lucky and kill the vampire here. Wow. Yeah, that's worth a shot. 2-4% chances. Fine, don't go for it. You're gonna die if you don't do anything. Here comes the comets. We're gonna bring down key units wherever they're found. Starting with cold hands. Alright, going for the red lady here instead. Completely focused on the red lady. And a route test is coming up for Markuskein, using his leader. I know that he says that he have boosted his leader's capabilities in some way. This is a rebuilt leader, even though he's very similar to his former one. But has he increased leadership actually? I think he has. We'll see if that's gonna be enough. Yeah, you want to fire at the cold hands here. You do. It's gonna be this turn, and what could be nice here is bringing the warp card down to almost being dead, as then you can force another route test when that warp card dies, in case Markuskein saves this route test here, or succeeds at this route test. We will see. Risking it all here could blow up. What will happen to this purifier? Absolutely nothing. He has had bad luck with some 95% roll, we can beat that for Klajd, but he has had quite a bit of luck here with curse chances instead. We've seen Markuskein be much more cautious with his curse chances, and there we go! A win for Klajd. The slight favorite here, won out and beat Markuskein 5-3. Yeah, Klajd reaching his first semi-final. We are very glad for that. Nice seeing the Sisters of Sigmar reaching the semi-final as well. The only Undead warband is out of the tournament, and congratulations to Klajd. That's gonna be something for everyone else to take a look at. Our first semi-finalist is here. Some people still have the run of 16 left to play. So we'll see what happens there, and so far then, well, we'll see you in the next game, and I hope there will be more fun games to watch. Farewell for now.